Hi there, it's Claire here. Just with a back to basics video really. I had a really lovely email from a lady called Diane, and her channel is Dsscrapie. I'll put her channel name down in the comments. And she was asking about photographs and putting photographs into the albums that we make. And having spent a long time watching many crafters on YouTube, it's not very often that you see albums that actually have pictures in them. And when I first started making mini albums a year ago, and here are my two really early albums, they were made with pictures in mind. So let me just show you. And as I've gone on, I've always promised myself that I'll make an album that has space for proper sized photographs, be that 3x2s or 6x4 or 7x5 photographs. So they don't need to be cut up and then fitted in around all of the beautiful decorations that we all put in our books. So let me just talk you through sizes. This little album, this is my first album I made after we came back from a holiday we had in France. I made it for Harry. I know you think I've only got one son, I've actually got two, but Harry's really keen on having his photo taken. Oliver absolutely hates it. So I've got quite a lot of pictures of Harry because he's smaller and he's always with me. So this was a book that I made. It tells a story about the holiday and something that we did every day, and I used 6x4 photographs and cut them down. I took them to Boots, which is where we get our photographs done, and had them all printed out. I didn't print them on my laserjet printer, so these are proper photographs. And then I cut them down as I went through the pages so that they would fit, and then mounted them on a photo mat. So most of them I've cut out the detail. I've cut the boys out here from the photo and then stuck them over another photograph. But predominantly these were 6x6 photos, with the exception of this one. This was Le Mans Saint-Michel, and Harry, I don't know if you can see, is poking out of a little window here on the side of the turret. So I did have that picture enlarged, and then I cut his face out just to put it down there as a bit of detail. But for the most part that was 6x6 photos. And then this was another book I did. Again, I hadn't found the huge community of crafters on YouTube at this stage, so I did this book I think last November, December. So it was the last month of 2010. I used some pretty basic papers. They're My Mind's Eye papers from their huge pads that they make, and just sort of captured what went on in that last month. So we had birthdays, we had hockey matches, but again these were all 6x4 photos that I'd had printed at Boots rather than here. We had snow, obviously the Christmas tree went up, and again I just used the My Mind's Eye papers, coordinated the book as I went through. Oh, Ollie had his 18th birthday, there he is, he does feature. Christmas had arrived. I dyed my hair bright orange by mistake, that was horrendous, so we've got that in the book. Everybody thought I looked like Ron Weasley, and I got called that for about 2 weeks. And we went down to Cornwall to see my sister and had a fab time with her. She'd been quite ill, well, she is incredibly ill, but that was Harry. So there's all sorts in here really, but they're all large photographs. And then what's in there? I can't remember. Oh yeah, Auntie Annie and her favourite nephew Oliver. He was the first nephew, so she absolutely adores him. So that was that little book, and then I put Father Christmas on the back. But very, very basic. And after January I found the YouTube channel and the huge community of crafters, and then everything just blossomed. But this latest little album I made it specifically for 3x2 photos. So I had the photos in mind. This is the Paris album that you may have seen my tutorial on. And so the whole book was fitted around that. The little tiny paper bags that I used were just the right size. So again, that one was made specifically for that size of photograph, and every photograph I had printed was 3x2. So I hope that helps, ladies. I have tried printing off my own photographs. I never think you get the same quality, and I've got a great inkjet printer, but I just think if you're doing all this work, it should have some really, really nice photographs in it. And I find that the better quality photographs are those that come from proper photography suppliers or photograph outlets. Anyway, that was for Diane. I hope that helps, and if you've got any questions, just mail me. I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks very much for watching, and speak to you soon.